Good morning and welcome to our training webinar for communicating with parents in Aimy. We know that there's a lot of features that are available in Aimy to allow you to communicate with parents, and we just want to ensure that you are aware of these features and making the most of it, and also just to jog your memory about what features those are in the system. So we're just going to jump straight into Aimy here, and you should see that on a share screen. And the first thing that we will do is we will go jump into the mobile. If I spelled mobile correctly. Cool. So just for the sake of today's webinar being 15 minutes, and there's a lot to cover in those 15 minutes, we'll move quite quickly over the features. But if you have questions, definitely put them in the question and answers and we'll touch on them. But the idea with this is there's so many things that we're going to cover today, and we just want to jog your memory that we won't really have time to stop and start as we're going through, but definitely put those questions down and we'll get to them at the end, okay? So the first one that's a very common use of messaging or communicating with parents as Aimy is the notify parents button here that allows you to send messages to certain children. And you'll definitely know about this if you're using the on-site features. This just allows you to send an SMS to the parents that are of the kids that are unaccounted in the system. And that way we can get faster feedback about where these children are, okay? So the reason that we created this one is if there's a number of children that are unaccounted. So for instance, here we have 10 or so, 10, 12 children that are unaccounted in our system. Usually you'd probably be looking anywhere between 1 to 5. The idea with this is that if you have multiple children, you can follow up on that easily. Now, where this is most useful is when there is multiple children. If you have, for instance, one child that you don't know where they are, it might just be worth ringing the parent just to find out, because it's probably a more direct way of getting an answer from a parent. The way you'll see the value in this feature is when you come to have 5 kids and you need to find out where they are quickly so you can follow up on if they're actually missing or if it's just the parents forgot to inform you. That's when this feature becomes really useful, and it allows you to follow up on those quickly, okay? Now with this feature, the costs are $20 cents per text. And the reason for that is we can't actually just piggyback on your mobile plan. It does have to be sent through Aimy. And so it will be 20 cents per text, but definitely worth it if you're talking about child safety and even being able to promote that to parents, to be able to say, hey, look, we actually are a lot safer than other programs you may know of. We have a feature that allows us to quickly text parents if there are children that we don't know where they are in the system, okay? So the next one that we're going to touch on is the bulk messaging. So you're probably aware of this one too. Let me jump back into our Aimy portal. So if you go under Tools, Messaging, we've got a feature here that allows you to send an email messages to parents, SMS messages, also to staff, but we're going to focus on the parents, and also dashboard messages. So the idea with the email messages is there's a couple of use case scenarios around these. They are free messages that are sent out of Aimy's email manager or emailing system sends these emails. And a couple of scenarios. First one is you want to update parents about your program. So you have a holiday program that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and you want to let parents know all the information about your program. This could be things like instructions about where to meet, making sure that they have the correct things they're bringing along, lunch, togs, towels, those sort of things. Just making sure parents know everything about your program. That's a great way to update parents about that. Another use case scenario, which is a very common one, is for marketing. So this is actually a great marketing tool that can be used to really push your programs. So if you go into Tools, just underneath messaging, we have the Contact Manager. And in the Contact Manager, you create groups for messaging. So you're able to create groups with specific filters, like if they were booked into the last term, you can actually then start to market to those parents saying, hey, look, have you booked into this term or the last holidays? You can make sure that those parents are actually aware of your program. And feedback we've had about the Contact Manager and messaging tool is for marketing is that it actually does fill up spaces a lot quicker. You can start emailing parents saying, hey, look, just letting you know we have this many places left. We have this many places. And then as it gets down, we have 10 places left, 5 places left for these days, almost run out. It means that parents are booking quicker. You're actually able to get parents into those programs earlier, and it just means that you're actually able to maximize on the profit for those programs as well, okay? The next one is the SMS message. So again, it is 20 cents per text, just like the messaging from the on-site portal. The idea with this is, though, you can send a message to parents in bulk. So the use around this one would be, for instance, mostly is updating about your program. So you may have an update that you want to get to parents, and you know that an email probably won't be seen because, say, for instance, it's for tomorrow's program and you need to get it to them quickly, or there's not a lot of information in this and it's not warranting a full email. You can actually just create an SMS here, and what that allows is for parents to be able to get those messages quickly. So you can see we've got into the placeholder, and just like you can for the messaging, the SMS has these features too, so they can be sent a text saying, hey, include their name, please note that your child Jimmy needs togs and towels tomorrow for our day out on the program, to the pools or whatever it is. So it's a quick way to get hold of parents, getting them vital information about the program. All right, and the last one is the dashboard message. So the idea with this is this will be seen a lot less regularly than an email or SMS message would that's sent from the system. The reason you have dashboard messages, if there's something you want to communicate to the parent but it's not too pressing, this is what you'd use that for. So I've got an example here. So if you're reminding parents that the terms and conditions of the site have changed, in the future, we are actually looking to include that as a feature. So parents, every time they make a booking, will be required to update, confirm your latest terms and conditions. At the moment, it's not a feature. So this is a great way to let parents know that the terms and conditions of the site have changed, and it's something that they can be made aware of. Another one is reminding parents that they need to pay their outstanding amount before making a booking again. So essentially, anytime a parent logs into the Aimy Plus portal, most of the time it'll be to do invoicing or to make a booking. This is when they'll see those messages. So again, it's just those less pressing messages can be sent to the Aimy Plus dashboard. And again, this one is free, just like the email, and you won't be charged for it. All right. So there are a number of automatic messages sent through Aimy. So we've got the important ones to note are when a booking is made in the system. So let me go to custom notifications here under admin. This is the page that will allow you to edit these notifications. But we have a few that are definitely worth noting. So new booking message for parent. So this lets a parent know that the booking has been made and is pending confirmation. Booking confirmed is the message that goes out to parents when their booking has been confirmed in the system. We have the whole list of Oscar emails here that are worth looking at that automatically send based on different actions in your Oscar tracking. And then the last one is, so Oscar tracking. Whenever a form is accepted, for instance, we have application form, the request, approval, declining of those, they all send out emails in the system. So it's definitely worth having a look at these if you haven't yet in the custom notifications to see what these ones are about. So specifically in the general emails, we've got new booking message for parent and booking confirmed. Now, the emails that send from Aimy here have been created by default to cover most scenarios. So it's a very general message that goes from Aimy to cover the basis. You may want to customize it for your program. So you may want to include more specific branding, more specific marketing around this. Just to make sure that parents know that it's your brand. You know, you can bring your friendly icons or mascots or logo, whatever you want to put in. You can bring those through into these customized booking messages as a way to let parents know exactly what you want them to know. All right. Cool. Moving on, we have the parent alert / message. So if we go to parent management. We go to profile, message / alert. Now this feature has been created so that you can let parents know certain notifications at the time of signing out. So what this will look like in the system is when they go to sign out, where they go and put their signature in, just above that there will be a little banner saying whatever you insert here as a message. So for instance, here we can, you can see the one that's been inserted here that expires on the 20th, which is today, of September. This one just says, please see a program manager before leaving. So the idea with this message is it allows us to follow up on parents who we need to see face-to-face. If we don't see a parent face-to-face, we can send them an SMS message or anything like that. If we specifically want to see them, to go over any incidents that have happened, any payment that needs following up and they're just not answering their emails, things like that, we can just follow that up via this message alert, which just means that on site they can actually see that and then deal with it accordingly. All right. Also with the parent alert, when it comes to the sign out, so let me just go see if I can find one. I think, let's go and see if John Apple has any messages. Yeah, so he's got some that expire in a little while. We will go to sign out. So we'll sign out John Apple's kids and after school care. With Apple children. Don't have bookings. Okay. All right. We'll sign in some kids just to see if we can get some on the sign out. So sign out. After school care. All right. So if we click on one of these parents' names, so you can see here your Oscar review date is in 4 weeks. It automatically pulls through Oscar information into this banner at the top. Just like it does here, just above it, will pull through any custom notification that you put in here in that booking message or alert. So that's where that shows and how that shows, and that's just a great way for you to communicate to parents. This Oscar review one is automatic, so you actually don't need to worry about the Oscar review application. All of those notifications that show there will automatically pull through based on the time frame and the status of the Oscar tracking. Okay. All right. Another one is the booking info text. So when a parent comes to make a booking, there is a banner at the top of the page that will have booking text. So this can be updated in admin organizations. If I pop into admin organizations here, and we go to booking info at the end, you can see that we have a message here, and this will show to a parent, this is the term one, will show to a parent when they come to make a term booking right at the top of the page, they'll be able to see that information. And so this is a great way to communicate to parents specifically about the program that they're booking into. So we have details about how far in advance payments need to be made. That's something that you could include in there, so please make sure that payments are made 3 weeks in advance. You could include things like what the child needs to bring on site, again, lunches, togs, towels, hats, sunblock, that sort of thing. You can communicate that at the time of a parent making a booking. We can also put in here how many spaces our days have left. Spaces available. You could do something like this and say day 1 or the week 1 Monday, week 1 Tuesday, and you could, because currently Aimy doesn't automatically communicate these numbers, but you could, if you wanted to, if it was coming up to holiday time, you could say that there is 12 spaces left here, 15 spaces, just to let parents know where there are spaces still available. And then if one's booked out, you could just set it as fully booked and then highlight it or change the color to make it red or some such color just to follow that along. All right, so that's something that will be coming specifically. We know it's on something that's requested and is on the roadmap is spaces available, but for the meantime, you definitely have the ability to communicate that to parents still, okay? Anything else to include in here would be terms and conditions points in your terms and conditions that parents may not necessarily read. We know parents are quite shocking sometimes at reading terms and conditions, so this is a great place to put those in. Okay. All right, so moving on to one of our less direct terms of marketing or forms of marketing is the photo upload and tagging. So the idea with this is if you go into tools, photo upload and tagging, it's a way for us to upload photos into the system, into Aimy, and then parents will we can tag parents, the children in them, and the parents will then be notified about the children that are tagged into that program. So this is a great way to get parents into your site. So once you tag children and parents, you could then send them an email saying, hey, look, just letting you know we've tagged some photos of Jimmy in the site. Go have a check at them in your Aimy Plus portal, and at the same time, they'll be able to go and see their bill and be able to see how much they owe you. So that's kind of the idea with the photo upload and tagging, is getting them into your portal and being able to see their invoices, and then again, make bookings if they need to as well. Just a way to keep them involved with that, okay? So I'll touch on future development around communication. We know that, as you can see, there's already a lot of functionality around communication in Aimy. In the future, we are looking to add more. This is one area that we think if we nail it, then it will make so much benefit to you guys. So we're constantly working on improving this. The first one that you probably have heard about, because we're raving about it, we have been for a while, is the app that will show, that will be released for parents. Now the idea with this is that there'll be push notifications to the mobile. And essentially what that means is that on your mobile, a parent will be notified by notifications from in-app, which just means that it would be essentially, if they had the app, it would be like them getting a text. Just the way that they'd instantly get the notification on their phone, but it wouldn't charge you anything. So that's the first thing, is that that's one thing that the parent app will solve, is the ability to quickly get hold of parents on their mobile without having to send them texts, okay? The next one that the app will look to optimize on is the sharing photos and updates to parents. So you may have photos like we do here in the system, and we may want to communicate them to parents. At the moment, it would be done through the photo upload and tagging, and you'll tell parents to go into their portal. We will actually look to pull this through to the parent app, so that as soon as you upload things into the parent portal, into the communication to parents, they'll be notified on their app, and they'll be able to go view those photos and again get into the app and see those bills as well. We'll also look to, so not only sharing photos, but updates. So you'll actually be able to communicate updates to parents about the program, just letting them know, hey, look, we've got a holiday time coming up. Make sure you're booked into the program, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a way that we'll look to improve the communication at Aimy, is the broadcasting to the app, okay? And the last one is direct messaging between staff and parents. So this is something that we don't have in the app at the moment, and there has been a lot of demand for it, or people asking for it, is the ability for you to communicate directly to the parent. So if a parent needs a change in booking at the moment, they will need to ring up or send you an email, and a lot of you have asked for that to be put in one place in the Aimy system. So what we're actually looking to introduce is the ability for you to direct message straight to parents. So just like the broadcast, you can broadcast to all the parents, direct messages one-on-one, and it means that a parent could ask you questions about the program and you could reply directly back to them, or you could send a message directly to a parent saying, hey, look, just letting you know that this billing's outstanding, or saying for your privileged parents, the parents that you have favorites. You don't tell parents you have favorites, but you all do. Being able to let the parents that you want at your site and they're valuable customers to you, letting them know when spaces open up, for instance, at holiday programs that were previously fully booked. It's a great way to show favoritism to loyal customers, or just being able to give back to your most valuable customers. So those are some ways that we're looking to develop that in the future.